I would say probably about 35, 40 years.
I've been a sales rep for probably about 20 years.
Sales, 7 years.
I've done sales for 25 years, 12 of it at Cook's Mechanical and Maintenance Sales.
I've been in sales my whole life, from paper route to executive recruiter, and then to commercial sales with Wagner Corporation, Carrier Corporation, and 11 years with Hughes Environmental Engineering.
8 years.
5 years. So it will be my second year in sales.
Well, you know, I'd like to say family and making money for things, but actually it's thinking about the technicians and their families, and if we don't have work to go to for them, then they don't have work to paychecks to take home to their family.
So what I did is I took my laptop at home and I put my pictures of my friends and my family. So when I look at them every day, when I open it up, I have the motivation to keep the good times going, to hang out with my friends and do what I love to do with them, and that is what drives me every day when I open up that laptop.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a guy named Patrick Payton. He's just been really influential in my life, and one thing that he always says is just living in have no neutral moments. And so every morning when I wake up, I just have a no neutral moment lifestyle. So who can I impact? You know, anybody that you come in contact with, how are you going to impact them? You never know, just by your actions and just your personality, what kind of impact you can have on people. So that is one thing that I take. And then my dad always made this quote, has this quote that says, I don't want excuses, I want results. And so I'm just result minded, and so, you know, if a job doesn't turn out well, or if a deal, I don't make a deal, I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to find a way to get, you know, whether it's good or bad, there's a result, and that's what drives me. So I just find a way to make it better and just move on.
I want to be successful and drive growth for the team.
Number one is honesty. Sometimes, you know, a full coverage agreement, it's great, but sometimes the customer may not need that, and so it's okay to sell a PM agreement, and it's always what's best for them, and that's what we need to do. Number two would be accept your losses. If you can't accept your loss, sometimes you go in there with a big number and you're just, oh, this is awesome, you know, and then they just turn it down. Just accept your loss and move on, because if you can't do that, then it can bring you down. And I learned that from experience over the 7 years. Is, you know, when I would get shot down, I would just beat myself up about it, and I just couldn't move forward. And sometimes they may call you back, and you can get back in the door and close the deal. So number three is confidence. If you don't have confidence, then I just don't think you'll be successful. Sometimes, you know, small numbers, big numbers. You know, if you go in and propose a big number in front of a client can be intimidating because you don't know what they're going to say. So if you have that confidence, you'll be okay.
My 3 tips are: you need to be organized, because it's a timing issue. Maybe they don't like you now, they might like you later. They say you ask them when the contract's up, so you can come back to them the month before and see if they're ready to negotiate a new contract. Organization, persistence. Nobody likes this. That's the name of the game, percentage game. They say no now, but it kind of ties back to my last point. You might get them back later. No one loves everyone unless you're in the SP group. And for my last point, for all you new sales reps out there, you gotta believe in the sales cycle. Do not go out there throwing a proposal down their throat. I can't tell you how many times when I gave them the verification with a soft number, and they were like, thank you for not throwing this down my throat. Because you give them the number, and then they realize what they really want and what they don't want. And then from there is how you get the deals to close.
Okay. Cold call. Make those first appointments. You can't have too many. Number 2 2, follow up. And number 3, do what you say you're going to do.
Stay organized is really important to follow through and just to be committed to an organizational goal.
Okay, my first tip would be to get a meeting regardless of how long, even if it's just a handshake, a business card. You can always refer back to say when I met you before, and that will carry a lot of weight going forward. Number 2, keep good notes and calendar updates because you're going to want to know when the time frame is for certain things to happen within the company, certain events that are going to happen, and generally these opportunities will come around. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So you want to make sure you're keeping a log, an active log, and reminders of when to get in touch with those people again. For 3, handle rejection during any part of the sales cycle with empathy and confidence, because you're going to need to approach these people again, and they are going to approach you again.
Yeah, building relationships, it's very important to maintain those relationships and getting that repeat business over and over again. And really having a plan and trying to execute that plan for your goals throughout the year.
Okay.
Because I've gone in there before where I really don't have a goal that I'm shooting for, and if I can really get that goal, then if I set that goal out there, then it gives me something to strive for day in and day out.
Yep.
Because sometimes you can kind of get lost along the way, and you're not really sure where you're going. And that was probably one of the biggest things this year that really helped me. It's hard to do all the time, especially when you get to be really busy and you've got a lot of jobs going on. Making promises to the customer and making sure that you deliver on those promises. And not only does that build a happy customer today, but it also helps build those referrals so you get more repeat business in the future.
The main thing I think you really need to stick with is establish your credibility, listen to the prospect and customer, and follow through on any promises that you make.
A lot of people say this one, but do what you say you're going to do. It's fairly simple. Keep your pipeline full. And third one, rely on the people in your company that have the experience to take advantage of that.